King and the Vigil show. And thank Edward Hyman doing the engineering board. Thank you for coming. And also, I'm going to have a surprise. I had a guest. We'll be talking about general topic of what events been happening last week and this week and now today and the weekend. Okay. So my guest is my co-host Sabrina Forrest is going to be talking about her event, how exciting, what's been happening, and also she is running for the delegates for the DCC, right?
Yes.
And
the Democratic Central Committee.
The Democratic Central Committee.
Yes.
So that's good. Did you get all your signatures?
Yes, I did.
All right, you got all the signatures, 20 of them, right?
Yes.
Did it pass?
Yeah,
all
I passed.
Of them?
Yep.
Cool.
Good news.
Good news. Congratulations.
Yeah. Yes. As long as it's on there, we'll have to do the rest of the work.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So anyway, so tell me what. So before I go to Sabrina, I want to talk about my class for next year in January 27 on Monday at 6 at Cesar Chavez Library. I'll be teaching basic ASL classes.
Nice.
Very simple, basic to get you focused, not to be like afraid to be perfect. It's no such thing about being perfect. Oh, excuse me, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. No. You're gonna learn from your mistake. That's what you learn from your mistake. So we're gonna focus on that. And I have my booklet, and here's my sign language. Basic sign. We're gonna go with A, B, C, D, E, F, and then we're gonna talk about number.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Number. Okay. And we're gonna go all the way. So everything's gonna be passed out with this at my class. So that way you don't be having empty-handed. Okay, without a book. Okay, so we're gonna follow this, and I'm gonna kind of surprise introduction. What spell your name, who you are, everything. So it's gonna be fun because I it's like always active. I'm all sweaty and everything, trying to figure out what's fun and everything. Okay, and we're gonna talk about classifier, with the G of thickness, or C for.
How about thickness. The F word? Remember last time we were talking about some people.
Remember? The F. This F right here, I was really pissed off because a lot of people are talking about the language of F, meaning hatred. There's a sign for hatred, like this, and I don't agree with that, because that's my culture of language of the sign language for the letter F, because you use this particular hand to like soon or curious or in future. Those are things that deaf code have to use that language to use that letter F. But now the minority of hate group are using this or this like that, just to demean that letter. And so if I go like this and I go free like that, free, people gonna say I'm promoting a hate sign, and I'm not gonna accept that. Like, no, that is ignorant on their mind, So I'm not gonna accept that. I'm not gonna tolerate it. No, that's not a appropriate way of starting a language that it's an F sign, is a sign for hatred. So I was really upset about it. I told Sabrina, like, this is not right. I mean, why is somebody bringing up a letter F and making the and they're going viral on the letter F?
Well, your class could be educational because for me personally, like today, I came from somewhere that was very educational. Learning. So you can use this opportunity to use your class as educational of sign language in the sign community, because it is different in the sign language community, also too with Native American sign.
Okay, what are you going to say something?
I know I was kind of out of the studio at the second, but you were talking about this sign, right? Now, what a lot of people don't know is that actually started off as a joke that people decided to take seriously. There's this site called 4chan that's kind of like there's no moderation at all, so people could just post whatever they want, and they're often known for causing a lot of the trouble on the internet. But some group of people eventually decided to come out and say, hey, let's try and turn this sign that everyone else uses into a hate sign. So they took that sign because they put up a fake picture saying that if you do it like this, the 3 fingers is a K, and then another K, and then another K. And that was originally what it started off. It was literally a joke that people did to get people upset. And then eventually the media took it as, yes, this is an actual sign of hate speech. And ever since then, it's had that stigma with it.
Right. So I'm trying to remove that this stigma that because
education. That's the way you're going to do it. Yeah, through education, like what you're doing right now.
Education, because the deaf culture and the deaf community are very upset about that because that demeaning the minority of people who are deaf who kind of use that culture and enrichment that a language has been evolving, and the way people are changing it using a simple phrase like use the F and a line with the F a different meaning. So we're trying not to prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
Like you said,
it goes to show how dangerous the internet can be and how it can spread misinformation so quickly.
True. Research is very important.
Very important. A lot of fact checking.
Yes.
Well, thank the check fact. Thanks so much. But
that's what's awesome about you, because you get to. A lot of people don't know there's different kinds of sign. You know, there's street sign too, right? When you're out there, you know. But at the same time, there is, like he said, there's influences out there. You know, we say ignorant, but it's called not having the education. A lot of people see things in the news, in the media, and right away think it's correct. That's why history is important. You know, our stories are important. It's important to always educate, so I think what you're doing is amazing, but you know what, just for some experience, maybe I can help you with your sign class. Nobody could talk. Make sure that if you take my class so they can learn, right?
Right.
No talking in the class. It's all sign.
Oh, yeah.
I
want to do it. I'll do it.
For a while, I've been doing that for a lot of, and then lately, I've been using my word. And I constantly kind of forgot that people have to be in a situation where it kind of
make it fun.
It'd be fun, and have to get what I'm saying. So it'd be fun too. So I think. But when they go to Delta College, most of those instructors are not speaking. They're pretty much deaf instructors there.
Oh wow!
And some are expert signer, but yet they're good, but they really go legally to the point to the booklet, right?
Yes.
In the book, but there's not flexibility. But when you go to a deaf instructor, they're lenient, but because sign language evolved, it changes. Like what I learned in the old sign language is different to now because it shows it's condensed and it's fast.
So sign language has changed over the years?
Sign language has changed a lot. I mean, like before sign language like this sign language. Now people just go like this, sign language like right here, like I'm squeezing a tomato or something like this.
Okay.
I sign. Okay.
His sign could be fast too. If you move too fast,
they
can't read you.
So it's like this. So
talk fast.
It's really. So
I don't know if I sign fast. Can they read me?
That's right. So I'm really excited. This is going to be my second
That's cool.
time this year that I'm going to be signing for this. I had one this month, and then I'm going to be doing next month. But I've been signing in the library for a long time.
That's awesome.
So it's really, and I've been teaching over at St. Luke Elementary School.
Okay.
And in the church as well at when I was a Mormon, and I don't go there no more. So now they always encourage me to teach.
Is it hard to talk and sign at the same time?
Yes, it's hard to talk when sign because you're using English.
Wow.
Using English to sign, but ASL is not English.
Okay.
So when you talk about English itself, you're really not focusing on ASL. It's just all picture in your mind. So if I ask you like, oh, this book is thin, I did it backwards. Like when it's like writing, like there's no is, there's no the, it's not adverb. You can't have that. So it's like. You know, so it's everything is movement. It's body language.
Yeah.
So
gesture,
hand, expression, body, your mood.
So sign language has a history, and there's a form of using sign language, not
like
just
for
your
example,
hands.
Like for example, I would teach my student what, because it's a WHAT, a variation. So it's a matter of attitude.
No.
So like that, what happened? What happened? Like that. Look, WHT. What? I kind of surprised. What? I missed something. What? But with this one, when you have a relationship, you go, what? What? Your pride. What?
It's more loud.
What? So everything is expression by
Yeah.
what. So it depends on your interpretation of what you receive. So it have a different way of expression when it comes to attitude with sign. You know, because when I noticed that when I said what, I missed something. Like what? Say it again or what? And I'm surprised. Like what? You know, like that. So what have a lot of meaning. And when you're mad, like what? Like you're bothering.
That's a rude what.
Like that. Like, what? So it depends on the attitude and things like that. And so sign language is a very different, unique, enriched language that people are not aware. It's considered a second language. So you got to understand that. I know that SUSD, you know, they have for adult day they have qualified interpreter, not certified interpreter. Is different.
Yeah.
So they have their paper and everything, but they're when they interpret, it's not that good.
Or the ones that you guys are taught.
Yeah, they're not teaching the right way. But I don't want to say it because I'm like, I don't want to get them fired, and they need to go back to school and
retraining. They need to be retraining.
Yes, and that's something I always emphasize. Retraining because language is always changing.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why it's very important that when I talk to the paraeducator, I said it's not that I want to give them more work and not lose their job. They have to let their student understand that culture different and language are very different.
Yeah.
Like for example, I associate with the blind community because without my glasses, I'm legally blind.
Oh.
So when I put my glasses, I can't read. It doesn't help, but I have to go like this, like okay, you know, what the purpose of wearing my glasses, but I can't see, you know, but because of diabetes. Okay, so when you have high diabetes, your vision kind of this off. So anyway, I have a friend named Jennifer Gass, and we were just discussing about how Braille is the same thing, and they have the old Braille language, and they're not updated.
So how does this happen? Who dictates we're gonna have an old sign, and now we're gonna have start a new sign language, and now the old is out, or even with the Braille, who does the language?
Well, generation to generation, people are evolving their language. So like if you have a new kid, and they're not aware of a sign language that was before the language that I like, what was the word? There was something like history.
Yeah.
And then they go, before it was like it's history. Your subject is history. Now they go history. So it could be in the past or it could be in the future.
Oh, wow.
So it depends on the generation of sign. People they just want to be simple, like be lazy sign. And when you say, I want you to say, it's time for dinner. Doug, say it.
Time for dinner.
What?
Time for dinner.
Okay. Okay. So it depends on the people. It depends on the attitude, the change, because it involves a lot of things.
So the language has changed every generation.
Every
then.
generation, the language involved, and you have to keep learning. You have to keep learning signs,
keep learning,
and keep up to date. That's what you like. You need to have a refresher course. You know.
Yes.
I sometimes I see people sign like, wait a minute, what did that mean again? wait a minute, explain that mean. What that
like
mean?
in the English language.
Like I have a friend. His name
Slang.
is Jose. He's from Mexico, and
I was gonna ask you that because you speak Spanish, right?
he's deaf. He can't speak Spanish.
No, you.
I speak Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah, is there a certain way to talk to a deaf person from that's Spanish speaking?
No, because Mexico, when they put "and" like this, that's American style, but Mexico go like this.
Oh, so it is different.
It's different.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then when you when you hold your mouth, you go like this, like
not got.
no, not like quiet. But when in Mexico, they go like this.
Oh
like,
wow!
kinda hold it.
Like a horn, toot a horn.
You're holding your mouth like you don't want to, or like when you go like this, you've been traumatized. Like like I've been traumatized. I don't like this, and I don't feel comfortable like that. They go.
So you're like,
and sometimes they go like this, like mood.
I'm in a mood.
Right here.
I'm in a mood.
Yeah, like mood. I'm very moody, like here, or mood, or kind of intuition. Like I suspect. Like I'm suspecting that she'll come, like whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So but sign language had a lot of traits have been involved with the deaf community because in the deaf community itself they have sign language there, but when you go to the east, they're well advanced there because
the east
they bring it over to California. Huh?
Eastern.
The Eastern have more control of the language over there, and being taught and move it to California.
So you do think that part where of the East Coast it's more accurate?
More accurate because they have Gallaudet University for the deaf community, and they have communication department. They have lawyers there.
So there's a university for
they have Gallaudet,
wow.
and hearing people go there too to learn, and it's amazing how they keep update of the sign language.
Is that true too? The deaf community there's a trust thing there with ones that don't do sign. You have to be accepted in their community.
Well,
like to be comfortable. That's what I mean. Not like in a bad way, not a negative way.
No, not in a negative way. Deaf people in the community want people to know sign.
Okay.
And they get frustrated. They have to repeat. And when people say, "Oh, I'm sorry," "Excuse me," "I'm slow down," it depends on the person. You get a monotonous. But but at the same time, it goes both ways. Like hearing people and say, "Oh, come on," speaking like, "Okay, we're gonna wait. Pizza's not gonna be ready until 5," and simply you go backward. That person,
Yeah.
So it's like pizza ready, 5. There's no English. It's no so. And then I have to keep repeating it. It's gonna be annoying. Go away, like that.
Yeah,
but yes,
it's nice to know what the frustration is. Yeah.
If people are willing to sign and understand, deaf are human too. They easily get frustrated. They can easily get an attitude. They get easily to get anger, and we need to remind them that. The people in the hearing world, they've been have not been fair to us too. Like the Indian, being unfair because they tell when they're in a family they don't sign, and they said, "What did they say? What did she do?" And they're making plan without them. Like we're going.
So leave them out.
Don't worry I'll tell you later. Don't worry about it.
And doesn't get back to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they feel excluded out of it. So that's how their attitude comes from. Okay, so that's where my understanding.
It's understandable.
Huh?
It's understandable. I understand. Yeah.
So I need to understand well that I'm trying to educate in Stockton because there's not enough awareness when people come to enforce more
Awareness makes understanding.
You're right. Misunderstanding a lot of situations. So, before we go now, I talk too much about myself.
No, it's okay. No, you know what? No, you know what it is? I'm going to tell you something. Because I love education and I value it. And I'm an educator. This is something that I think that our audience should know. Because sometimes, we've had conversations where you said you don't want to be misunderstood. Like signing.
Right.
It's with any language. You see me on 209 times when I used an expression for Stockton. Hey, I wasn't trying to offend nobody, but we all have that right.
We have that right, yeah.
And we all have a voice. So so we can understand each other.
Right, I totally agree with that. For a while, I could not sign. Last few times I was on the radio because my hand was hurting me. I mean, like my hand would hurt. My hand would hurt a lot, and I couldn't sign because I had like carpal tunnel.
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
And it hurt. I mean, when you get tired and really understand that. So I stopped signing for a while because I needed a rest. But out there, I'm still signing.
Yeah.
But and then I had a lot of people like, I'm not like, why am I going like warning, Doug? It's not good. You got to sign. It's a radio thing. That's your platform.
Another question before you change the subject to what we're talking about. But because you speak to English, do you ever think that if you stop signing, that you're gonna forget your words? Like a language, like a Spanish language or Italian.
Everything. Yeah, because you forget because you're not using the sign language because it's all in the mind. Because when you constantly have to flash back what you're trying to express. So when your emotion telling you like when people talk to me in one-on-one, I'm okay. If I take my hearing out, I don't have to worry about noise. I don't have to worry about people talking to me because I cannot hear you without my hearing aid.
Okay.
So my brain starts twitch on silent mode, and I have to sign ASL fast. And with my deaf friend, same thing. I have to take my hearing aid. I can't think about English no more because they're not the same.
Yes.
So, but when I have to explain to people, I have a harder time telling them what they're saying because they're in another language. Because most of my friends are Spanish, from Mexico.
Yeah.
And their parents have not been taught. They're trying to learn ASL.
So
but they're focused on the language of Mexico, And I had like 4 people that came from Mexico that I had to like learn from them. Like, what that? Explain yourself. What that means? What's that?
Can you read lips?
They don't. Not in
you.
Deaf people?
No, you
me,
personally.
I don't read lip. I can't. There's no such thing to read lip.
Well, you know what? That's why we're having this conversation because a lot of people think.
Because half of the time, most people miss reading lip.
Yes.
Like I said. Like I say. What did I say?
I don't know.
They're kind of going too fast.
Yeah.
But I said,
slow. Going to the store.
Yeah, but I said I kind of whisper. You heard it. But I'm going to the store. But so it's very. You have to kind of like. But nevertheless, it's very challenging because it hurts your eyes. Like I'm reading your line. I'm like, what? And you have people talking, and I'm like, assume I'm reading.
Yeah, you be looking.
What?
Looking at the person like this.
I know.
Here when she's no, it's like that.
I know. Hot is always sweaty, like that. But it's definitely. It's very challenging for me because when I wear hearing aid, it's a lot of background.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, do you remember we went to the sign-up for Center for Munster?
Yes.
Mayor, and she asked me to come by. I said, okay, fine. I said, well, good luck. So I signed and everything, and next thing I know, there was a lot of people talking. We went into the restaurant.
But you don't know.
I couldn't hear nothing. I go, what? And I was like, oh man, it was a headache.
Because
the noise.
I was trying to listen to what she was talking.
You could hear everything else.
So I hear people.
Yeah.
I better go get out.
Do you feel like you're being rude?
I didn't want. No, not rude. But I said to your friend, "What's that girl next to you? She was cool."
Roberta.
Roberta.
She's been on the show. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was talking, and I said, "Excuse me, Ray, would you let Sabrina know that I'm gonna leave because I'm getting too much."
Oh yeah.
So I didn't want to be rude because it's cool to hang out with you guys in the group, but they were talking.
Yeah.
So I gotta get out.
Oh wow.
So that was very difficult for me. But people don't know that I don't tell
Well,
them.
that's nice to know though, because
Yeah, but I usually
you're
kind
probably
of
not the only
tolerate.
one that sign and that feels that way. So you're actually advocating for other people that might
Wanna
have your
learn.
disability and
Want to learn. I
Wanna
want
learn.
to do your class.
Oh, you want to see that? Okay, here.
Yeah. How much is it? And
It's free. They're paying for the advertisement. They're paying
Wow.
for the.
Wow.
take
for
the,
the
great,
pay-
the
I pay for the
kids,
book.
the grandkids.
You know, okay. And also we're gonna have a special. We're gonna have a surprise guest. His name is Josh. He's here. Come on, Josh. Come over here.
hey, Josh.
He's coming. He's telling me about his event. Talking about.
Want me to stand?
You want to excuse a little bit?
Yeah.
try and get you a chair.
It's good.
So, Josh, what's
Get the
been
green
happening
mic.
to you? I saw you talking in your show yesterday on Thursday, right?
Yeah, last night.
Yeah. So how what?
Thursday, I guess. Today's Saturday.
So we're just talking about language and talking about, and Josh is also the writer.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
I mean, he's really good. I mean, I was very impacted, but when he write, he talk about his life experience, and he's been through a lot, and it's really
Yeah.
deep,
I've met you before.
I'm Sabrina
Yeah,
Flores.
nice to meet you, Josh.
Just saying.
I've seen you before. Too.
Denise with
nice.
her.
Nice. So you have a show here?
You know what? I come in as a guest. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get hooked
Sidekick.
up with my show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Doug Vigil show is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have my own show here. It's called the Artist Hour,
Okay.
and I interview local musicians and bands weekly in Stockton, Modesto, Tracy. Brought in a few Sacramento bands and then San
that's
Jose
awesome.
too, stuff
That's
from the Bay. So yeah, it's pretty cool to be back here. I was just here Thursday night.
Yeah.
Me and Doug's gonna have a show soon, hopefully.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What is it again?
It's called the Writers Hour.
The Writer's Hour. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
focusing on writing and poetry and how literature is important in
Yeah.
our society. So hopefully.
Telling our stories, personal stories.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I would think of having our show having like a scholarship, like whoever wins like $100 will post the first or third, and it just kind of encourage them to
Yeah.
and
No,
give a
that's
gift.
right. Yeah. And it's what you call it? Like it's self-healing.
It is.
Getting your thoughts out, doing a journaling and stuff. I've done that
Whether
before.
you're writing poetry or short stories,
Yeah, it's creativity.
novels. I know the last time I was on Doug's show, we had you had a couple of people from the Hagen Museum, right?
Yeah.
That do writing and literature.
He was
there.
they were a writer organization and stuff. I wasn't aware until he told me about it. Yeah.
No.
And they were both talking. I mean, him and three
Oh,
gentlemen.
yeah. No, the Hagen. You know what? The Hagen did a project. I have a relative that she's out. She's homeless, so she's at St. Mary's, and she did a creative program, creative writing.
Yeah.
And her poem got into the Hagen Museum through that program there. So,
Really?
Yes. Yeah. My cousin Yvette.
Cause I was thinking getting got into it to this group because he have a lot of things to say because everything what he write it's been already in his article some of his poets been published.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, when I was going to Delta College, there's an art magazine called Artifact Nouveau, and it's you're able to, like, for poetry you're able to submit 5 submissions, and out of those 5 they pick one. If you're short stories, you can submit a couple, and then they'll read it and accept it. So I got 2 accepted in 2017 of spring and fall semester, and then 1 of the 2019 spring semester. So
That's awesome.
so it's been a minute since I've done that, but so I've been focusing more on music and my radio show. I'm in a band. I was in 2 bands, but my main band is disbanding. Kind of sucks. Worst Friends is
I
you know,
love it. I'm
they're-
a music lover.
yeah, they're disbanding, but I manage and market a punk band in Stockton called Saga.
Oh.
I do event coordinating. I throw a lot of shows at Blackwater, Channel Brew, Flower
But-
Shop. I do a lot of that too.
But tell her what's the name of your band. Where
It's called Worst Friends Forever. They're the band that's disbanding. They're basically like they're gonna start fresh and new without me, which is all cool. But they're gonna start a new band, new name, new music. Obviously, since I started the band, I'm gonna take back the rights, and whether or not I do something with that in 2020, we'll see. I might get new members, start fresh again, maybe new genre.
Or be a mentor.
Yeah.
Because I work with Dr. Unified, and I've noticed with music myself and my own experience, it does can take you back to a memory of something good in your life. It can help you advocate things. There's singers, music that it counsels you.
Yeah.
You hear that song, something you're going through.
No, that's so true.
Mm-hmm.
I've had believe for Wish Friends, we've had our EP on the here before, so it's in rotation when it comes to songs.
Yeah.
Same with Saga. I know for Rane, when she had her Rise and Shine 209 show a couple mornings ago, she played a couple of my songs, my band
awesome,
songs.
Yeah.
I heard of it. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really, it's something about music that is raw, but it's not commercial. They're two different area. You know what I mean? As far as raw music and commercial.
Well, music itself can heal you. You know.
Yeah,
because just if you listen to it, some people just hear the beat, listen to the words.
Yeah.
There's healing. It's an expression too.
No, that's true. For music, I'm more of even though I do write songs and stuff, I'm more of the behind the scenes person. I do more of the music business, and so I brought with me it's called All You Need to Know About the Music Business 10th edition. So it's pretty thick hardcover book, but it basically explains basically what you need to know about the music business, so you don't get screwed over from promoters or either when you go to record labels. And it's also used for information too, whether you're managing or whether you're a musician itself. It's useful knowledge. Talks about how when it comes to royalties and when you get to that level to get transition into getting a record label, sitting at record deals. Then it goes over the team, what you have, manager, booking agent, and all of that. And so that's what I'm doing right now. Since I can't go back to college right now because I have too much on my plate. I have a son.
Yes.
So it's really hard for me to manage that, and I work 2 jobs as it is. So I don't have time to go back to school. That doesn't necessarily mean I can't get my knowledge somewhere else.
Yes, that's true.
Do
you sing or just play instruments?
I don't do both.
But I think if he was confident enough, I think he would sing, because I think when it comes to his writing, his writing says something about his character. And I noticed, I'm sorry for signing, but I'm going to kick a rest, okay? I noticed that he would sing if he was drunk enough. That's what I would suspect.
See, I don't have the vocal cords to do that, but I'm learning more of when it comes to music itself, I'm learning more of the sound, both recording and live, setting up, taking down, the more of that aspect.
But can you get a vocal coach to do that, to kind of like learn how to meet the pitch, go around?
I could. If I were to really go more into vocals, I would do more screaming rather than like singing.
Like in the background, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
That'd be pretty cool.
I don't know how to play guitar. I don't know how to play an instrument. So it was kind of funny. I started a band with no knowledge of music. Fast forward 2 years later, I'm dipping more into the music business. So
in other words, he's going to be an awesome promoter.
Yeah.
He's going to be like a promoted. Gosh darn, you have to keep pushing people. Okay, constant come in mind, like a household name.
So when it comes to like event coordinating, for the Voice of Sound Key, they have a show called The Tower Up that they did a couple years ago. It's to fundraise to get the tower up in Tracy and Lodi, and to get more better equipment. That kind of died out in 2017, so I kind of picked it up a couple months ago, and so far it's doing good. We've made about little over $600 in 2 months, and I got one coming up December 27th at Blackwater. And the concept of that is to have 5 bands play.
I'll be there on the 15th, on December 15th.
Got you. What are
Yeah.
you doing at Blackwater?
Well, actually, I got invited by Jasmine Leak and Martina. They invited me. Women's social.
Nice.
We're gonna be there, relax, listen to some music.
Nice.
So yeah,
They-
I know where it's at. You
I know they're having a lot of events.
That's nice. Get that little. I call it the Blackwater community right there.
Yeah.
Proximity.
Yeah, because basically
Together.
it's you know
There's a lot of hippies that go there.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have those lines, those little rainbows. You know, I want to get those shirts.
I like it. It reminds me of San Francisco. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool.
It reminds me of South Alita. It reminds me of San Francisco. It made me like, oh man, I feel like I don't have to. I don't have to go there no more. You know.
Kind
Yeah.
of laid back. Cool.
Blackwater's a definitely cool spot.
Yeah.
So tell me what events are you gonna happen at the Broadway right now for this month?
So the Blackwater Cafe, we're gonna have 5 bands play.
Oh. Wow.
It's gonna be the 3rd tower up. So far, I've thrown, basically thrown 3. The first tower up was in October. It was basically like a trial, basically, to see how well I went. And so far, I went really good.
Is it different kinds of music? Like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
So
about
it's-
something with like a Santana kind of mode? Does
So-
anybody here play that kind of music?
So what I do is I'll book 4 local Stockton bands.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll book a headliner outside of Stockton. And so it could be mixed genres, it could be whatever.
Yeah.
But the point is to showcase our local music scene.
Artists. No, yes, exactly.
Yeah, so
I think what I was trying to say is there's somebody like kind of like of a Santana here. You know that.
no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But you're right. We
yeah.
should. I mean, this is Stockton. Let's better our community by having local talent, local gifts, ideas from the Stocktonians. You're
No,
right.
that's
But
true.
the thing is that when I know his music, I know when he promotes other band, it's just like heavy metal. I mean, really grungy metal. And there's metal. I mean, there's rock and there's classic rock and there's rock. They're all kind of rock, but
Yeah.
they're like
different
depend how you-
different moods of
depend how
rock.
they gotta, like give variety.
Now for that,
Do we have an audience that likes that here in Stockton?
we do.
You do? Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
for what you asked, if we had anybody kind of in that genre.
Yeah.
So the 4 bands I'm bringing, one is called Grey Blue. They play math rock in Stockton.
Oh, okay.
And math rock it's all instrumental. It's very technical. I'd say it's more laid back. It's really chill music, you know.
Good. Okay.
And then we got Kiddo and the Donuts, and that's more of, I would say, more of your kind of genre. They're
Yeah.
from Trace. Some of them are from Tracy, but mainly they're from Lodi.
Okay.
And they categorize themselves as alternative rock, but they're pretty cool cats. They're a little older. They're about
Yeah.
your age, and they play classic rock. That's the way I categorize them.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then we have Eat the Police. They're just starting to. It's a duo actually. It's like a mixture of hip hop and alternative rock.
Okay.
So they clash both of them together. I actually had them on Thursday night here. And then I have this new band called That's Rude, and they play alternative rock in Stockton. And then so far I'm still trying to find a headliner. Hopefully I find one by today, because then it gives us 20 days to promote.
Oh.
But it's 5 bands. It's $5 at the door. All the proceeds goes to the Voice of San Joaquin, whether it goes up to their, tower in Tracy, or goes to the new tower in Lodi, or even new equipment, because I know we need new cameras and new mics, So that's the whole point of the show. Maybe new banners, whatever we really need.
Put it at the needs of the show.
And at the end of the night, I do a raffle, and that raffle consists of local merchandise from local musicians here.
Oh, okay.
So every time I have a band or musician or artist come in, I always ask them if they want to donate. Like a couple of weeks ago, I had this gentleman. He does painting and like graphic design. So he donated like a big mural and then 2 like self-portrait pieces.
Oh,
So that went
that's
into
cool.
the raffle. And then
That's
there's,
pretty awesome.
There's shirts,
Yeah.
there's hats, there's all of that,
Fundraisers.
stickers.
See,
Yeah.
Josh knows what he's doing. He's a
Sounds
young
like
guy.
it, yeah.
He's already starting business now. I mean,
Yeah, it's nice to know what's going on in Stockton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Different groups, different likes, different to fit everyone's needs of passion of music.
Yeah, and kind of excited that it's getting towards the new year, because I have a lot of things I want to do in 2020. And
Oh, okay.
I always like going in spring and summer because of the Asparagus Festival in spring, then the San Joaquin County Fair in the summer. So far, my old band, Worst Friends, we played there twice now.
Oh.
So we played there 2017, both the Asparagus Festival and the County Fair, and then last year too.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So I'm looking forward for that.
Yeah.
I always like playing fairs. And when's the last time you went to the Asparagus Festival?
You know what? I went not last year, but the year before that.
2018?
Yeah, but to volunteer.
Yeah.
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 To the asparagus fry. Oh, it's hot in there. But you know, I would love to go see one of your bands. Though you gotta let me know.
I do. She let me know all
Yeah.
the time. He always hang. I'm not why I go there, but you know what? But when I go there, I go
Yeah.
when it starts
Let me-
getting.
yeah.
Hold on. When I get really when they get really raunchy,
Yeah.
they start jumping up and down, and it kind of
Yeah.
hits me back and forth. So I have to kind of move about. But I like with the way they did kind of start off that, and then when they start getting hard,
Yeah.
then I kind of leave a
Yeah.
little bit. But
What
I donate it. It's really good.
Yeah, what I'll do
Yeah.
is towards the beginning, I'll have like the opener will be like soft and mellow, and then I'll progress throughout the night. And it's not the first time I've done shows there. I've
Yeah.
done many shows. I've had jazz bands play.
Oh, I like jazz.
I've had
I do
classic
like
rock
jazz,
band
yeah.
plays. I've had hip hop artists to rap to just somebody just jamming on the guitar. So
Yeah.
it's a mixed genre, It's not just hard rock.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And
But
then
that's
too,
good.
what I meant is you probably did share it because I'm not familiar with the groups. I probably didn't catch it.
John's been around. I mean,
I like oldies.
he's been
I'm a
he's
oldie lover.
instrumental player in
Yeah.
our radio in our radio group, and he does a lot
And
of.
Renee too, huh?
Yeah.
Renee, between Renee and her, they're like the most like a DJ in the music.
Yeah,
the music thing.
she helped me with my show, The Artist Hour here. She helped me get
Oh,
it
what's
up
it
there.
called?
It's called The Artist Hour.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
it's every
That's a cool
Thursday
name.
nights from 8 to 9 p.m.
The Artist Hour, yeah.
And
You better go on Instagram. 'Cause he loves
I am. I'm gonna look you up.
He loved to put.
I
his
like
stuff on
different
it.
things. That's why I'm
Yeah.
asking all these questions.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't just bring in music. The Artist Hour focuses on
Just
art in general.
Yeah, arts in
Whether you're a
general.
painter, graphic designer, whether you own a local business like the House Ice Cream, I'm trying to get them on.
Right.
If you know the House
I-
Ice Cream,
it-
they're
I
in
think
here
I
in
heard that one.
Lodi.
I think
I'm
I
gonna tell you
heard that
something.
one.
What's kind of funny. I don't know because I always give people an opportunity. I had a lot of people call and say I want to have my own show. And the first time, Jack reached out to me because he said he'd been here before and it didn't go the way he wanted to.
Yeah.
And then he contacted me. I said, well, it sounds really great. You should have your own show out there and make a move and things like that. So finally, he finally got a hook up with Edward. And Redwood got him in, and that's how everything started progressing after that. And I think that's really.
So you were
commendable.
serious about it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's right.
when you get your first show here, they put you on like a 3-episode trial. So after those 3 episodes, they either say, okay, it's doing good, or they pull it. And so far, I'm on season 3, episode 6, going to next week. And I do seasons, so it's like it helps me categorize and go back to my archives. And so
Yeah.
I do 9 to 10 episodes a season. So far, I'm almost on like my 40th episode. So far, it's doing really good, and I've already booked almost 10 weeks into 2020. So it's definitely a good experience. Before this, I was writing for the Delta Collegiate newspaper at Delta
Oh, that's
College.
awesome, yeah.
So I've always been into journalism and TV and radio. Although I had to put that to the side for a couple of years to focus
Yeah.
on my band, and now I'm back at it. And the Voice of San Joaquin is definitely a great place to showcase, because this
You're
is the
right.
only radio station that are playing our local music scene. K-Win, they're not doing that, and
Yes.
and I know they do play local artists, but I know it's like a contest you have to do, and then it's money you have to do, and
Right here is
and
the
I heard
opportunity.
and I heard it's not even fair,
But
so.
the thing is, I remember last time before Josh was here before, they used to have band to play live music on the air until they fixed the wall to kind of like acoustic, kind of not have no sound to the neighbor.
Yeah, so
Now they already fixed it. Now they don't do that. People forgot that you can still have your own content on the radio. a little thing going on. So they used to do that, but I don't know why you guys don't do it again.
So now what's unique about my show, I don't know about any other shows, but not only do I try to get local bands and music playing on the air, on the radio, but they can also bring their acoustic guitars. They can play live.
Oh, wow.
So, whoever's watching when it's broadcasting on Facebook or YouTube, they get to see not only the band playing, but they get to hear them talk about the music. If they have audio, we get to play it on there. So they really get a full scope of who's playing, who they are, and all of that. And going into the Writer's Hour, which is probably going to be the same approach, but a little different with Doug. I want to mainly focus on writing and literature because I feel like that's really important and needed, especially going into 2020 for the presidential election.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opinions and a lot of that in that aspect.
And you could put it in music, huh?
Yes.
Expression.
But the Writer's Hour is going to be mainly about writing and literature.
Because I could identify writing for me than music. Music to me is like a bunch of noise.
Yeah.
But if they have some lyric and something like that, and I can understand and listen, I like that. But when it comes to the writing hour, it kind of really I get a feel of it, like hearing because that's their get in touch with their soul.
Words can just move you. You know what I mean? I come from a family. Well, my family has a lot of talents, but one of it's writing.
Yeah.
I have a cousin in LA. She's a journalist. She does a lot of scripts for Hollywood, the movies that we see. She's the dark person.
Yeah.
My dad wrote a book. My uncle wrote a book too.
Let's get them on.
Yeah, but they're old timers.
Well, no, it's good. It's all good. Any type of people can come.
Yeah.
When I sat down with Doug and the last time I was on his show,
I'll encourage it though.
Yeah, for sure. The three gentlemen who were from the Hagen Museum, they were pretty old.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe like 60, 70, maybe almost 80, pushing it.
Yes.
But they were all great writers. They've been writing some for maybe their whole lives. Some they just retired and wanted to branch into something new and realized, man, I'm good at this.
Even poetry.
Yeah.
With my family, but I didn't. It skipped me. I don't have that gene, but I wish I did. So it's like when you talk about this right now, and then just me at home. If you know me, music all day. I would rather hear music than watch TV.
And the one thing about art is you're not categorized in an age group.
No.
Art is everything. Art is anything. You could be who you are. You could be any race, color. You could be any age.
Yes.
So
that's true because I know when they ask me because I see a lot of important people, VIP people.
Yeah, you do.
And I'm like, how can I combine with the youth with writing? How can I combine together to get things started for education?
And when to branch off of that, that's what I want to try to get more into is I used my band because I started my band in my mom's garage. I used that
that's cool too.
To branch up to what I wanted to do is get into radio and television. Now I'm starting to realize I kind of like politics.
Really?
So maybe
you like politics with me. I know a lot of people.
See, I love politics.
Okay.
I really like voicing my opinion in that.
Oh yeah, that
And-
part.
and
That's
so-
a positive part.
Yeah.
That's a positive part. Long as you're, because
yeah.
sometimes, you hear politics is ruining your lives.
Yeah, I want to show my positivity
Yeah.
in politics. I want to use my art and my gifts for that. And so if
to
I
empower, encourage change.
So I want to be able to talk to
Okay.
business owners. I want to be able to talk to people on the SUSD board. To be able to talk to on the Stockton, the San Joaquin board. I want to be able to get those branches, to get those connections too.
And I like the way you talk, bro.
And you could hook up with Sabrina because she's running for the DMC.
Nice.
And we could talk about politics. You could come Monday if you want, and we could talk about politics.
You know what, too? I grew up from a family of advocates. They advocated different. That's a different topic. I go all deep into that. But politics, we were never encouraged to get in politics because you hear all the negative parts of politics, right? But for me, this was something I said, you know what, I'm going to give it a try because I have a background that's unique.
Yeah.
And there's never a representation. Not never. No, there's. You really don't see representation for my background out on the list of nominations.
No,
you know what I mean? So
that's true.
I wanted to, hey, give it a try.
Okay, well, at that note, we're time to wrap up.
Yeah.
And at the end of our show today, I really want to thank my co-host Sabrina for talking a lot. And I'm sorry,
You beat me to the punch.
I talk a lot. I'm sorry.
There's nothing wrong with talking.
No,
it
you know
came
what?
out wrong.
Audience out there, I'm social. Okay?
No, it came out wrong, but I really appreciate your enthusiasm.
We definitely need to have you on the Writers Hour when we get that.
Josh, it was a pleasure.
And thanks, Josh, for coming along, talking about the Writer Hour and an event coming up on December
27th.
September 27th. So go come and watch it and support the radio and everything. So please come, all right? And now, time to wrap up. Thanks for watching the Vigil show, and I'll see you next week.
How's the sign? Vigil? Come do it. Oh.
That's my logo.
Okay. Oh,
I
okay.
love
Yeah,
it.
Vigil show.
Amen.